Hello, welcome to our EDSC 590 class, section 611. My name is Dr. Sharon Ray and I'm your instructor for this course. In today's screencast, I'm just going to walk you briefly through some essential elements of the class. What you are looking at now is the homepage of our class in Blackboard. Since our course is an online course, having access to Blackboard pretty much, I would say, every day is essential for the course. Not because I'll be emailing you every single day. I'll be emailing you at least once a week, if not more. But to make sure you're completing assignments and keeping up with things, I would say you need to make sure you log into the site at least once a day. Um, Something to keep in mind about our class, while it's asynchronous, which means we have no meetings live where you will meet with me in real time. So if we had those, that would be synchronous. But since we do not, our class is called asynchronous. But even though it's asynchronous, we have definitive deadlines. So you'll have assignments due bi-weekly, which means sometimes I'll assign something at the beginning of the week on a Monday and it will be due Thursday. Sometimes you'll have a whole week to complete it. But it is a possibility that you'll have assignments due twice a week, depending on the week and the type of assignment. So that's why I would make sure I would log in every day. You'll know your assignments at the beginning of the week, so you'll have all your assignments. But you definitely want to log in and keep chipping away at things because the worst thing about this course is when you get behind, because it's really, really hard to catch up because it's fast moving. All right, the navigation bar on the left-hand side is very important. A key thing here, because this is a contract course and you have certain registration and payment policies, you want to make sure you click on this brochure and you're up to date on what those policies are for your particular cohort. And that is all that is under that tab. So it's only the registration and payment policy brochure. Next is tools. Tools are very helpful for this class. If you want to see announcements that I'll be posting, you just click on the announcements. Now there's none there yet, but if there was, and there usually be at least one, if not two a week, it'll be posted right here. I also email out announcements to your GMU email. So you just want to make sure that your email is not over quota and is receiving emails. And if you have it forwarded, just make sure you're checking your personal email regularly so you're getting the forwarded emails. So again, announcements will be there. But going back to tools, since announcements was the first area, the next area is Blackboard Collaborate. There'll be times when you might want to meet with me. You're always welcome to make an appointment to meet with me in person, but a lot of people find it more convenient to meet with me live, but digitally through the computer. So to do that, I would set up a session. When I set up a session for our meeting, it would be down here versus up here. But the process would be the same. You would click here and it will say join room, just like it says up here. And it will launch Blackboard Collaborate, which will be a space for us to meet. If we do arrange to meet that way, you want to make sure you have all the plugins for Java downloaded before that meeting. So you'd want to do that the night before. One thing I want to caution you about is, like I said, when you go to meet with me in Blackboard Collaborate, I will make a special link here for our meeting. This one here is what I call the empty room. It's kind of like a generic room, and we won't go into that room, but it can kind of be misleading because if you want to meet with me, some people just go, whoop, I'll go right in here. Just make sure for you go into our date and time session here. Like I said, it will be a link down here if we have one set up. Okay, more things and tools. For you as a student, you can click on look at your grades. I don't have grades, so that doesn't work for me. If you want to send an email and other things you can track in here, you can get help, which is very useful. You can enter the discussion board, and if there's, which we do have, if you have a wiki, which you do in this class, you can access it from here. What I usually recommend, the best things to access from this link are the announcements and Blackboard Collaborate. The other ones you can access through easier links on the side left here. All right, going further through the tabs on the left, that's a picture of me with one of my children. And it just basically has my contact information here. So you are welcome to call me. I usually tell people if you call my office line and I'm not there, please call my cell phone because I'm an outreach professor. So I'm usually going out to schools, visiting interns, teaching class. So you're welcome to call me on my cell phone and leave a message, and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. My office hours are by appointment, but if you do need to meet with me, we do have several options. I'm happy to meet with you by phone, in person, like I had mentioned, or Blackboard Collaborate. Here's a little information about myself. It's not mandatory to watch it, but if you do, there's an extra credit quiz, and it's in Learning Module 2, because sometimes people have trouble finding it. So if you want to learn a little bit more about me, and I want to make sure you know how to navigate the course, then take the extra credit quiz in Learning Module 2. It earns you some extra credit, and that way I know that you're not having trouble navigating the course. Okay, that's all underneath the Instructor tab. This next tab, Syllabus and Expectations. If you click on this link, it's a Word document that just generically talks about an overview of the course. And a big thing, and the biggest thing I want to highlight is even though it's an online course, there are high expectations for work, just like a face-to-face meeting class. So while it's a 3-credit course, all Mason 3-credit courses have an expectation of up to 9 hours of out-of-class work. So I would definitely expect that with this course because it moves very, very quickly in a short time frame because you're taking it in a condensed version. So I would keep that in mind if you think it's a lot of work. That is to be expected, up to about 9 hours of work a week with the course. Here, this link is a Word document of the syllabus. So if I were to click on it, it will show you my syllabus for this course in a Word form. So it gives you everything you need to know about the course, including one of the most important things, let me scroll down to it, is like the schedule of what's going to be happening. And here this is. And here it tells you the date, what you're working on, and then when it's due. So notice there's nothing due on Monday here because we're just starting the course. Besides that, let me minimize these. Besides the syllabus in that format, we have it tabbed within Blackboard. So here, I'm going to widen this a little bit. You can click on different tabs and that shows you all the pieces of the syllabus, or you can just, the other way to do it is to hit the little side arrow and it moves you through all the pieces. And notice you're on the second one in the table of contents. So it's all the pieces in the typical syllabus, but again, it's just tabbed, makes it a little bit easier to navigate in Blackboard. Most people are interested in things like the schedule, like I clicked on before, and then of course the grading scale, which is typical for the College of Education, 94 to 100 for an A. A minus is 90 to 93, and then so on and so forth. Mason is the first university I've worked at that there's no D at the graduate level, so just keep that in mind. After a C is the F grade. Okay, in terms of syllabus and expectations, after the tab syllabus, you'll find other resources such as responsibilities and services in an online course. I say if you have specific course questions that's specific to our course, there's an FAQ blog over here you can click on, and that's what that's directing you to, and you can blog a question for the good of the group if you think that's necessary. If you have specific technical questions or Blackboard questions, you can go to Blackboard FAQ or Blackboard tutorial. And if you have like hardware or software questions for your computer, then I would contact IT support either by email or by phone. Okay, we just read the syllabus and expectation tab. Here under course overview, there's some very important information. This quick glance at EDSE 590 kind of tells you an overview of the 15 learning modules and what you can expect with your biweekly activities, like what types of content you'll be looking at. And so I know you can read that, so I'll let you peruse that. Under here are the descriptions of your 2 major course assignments. So there's 2 different folders. You'll notice the first one, the mini application project, is due February 13th, and then the final research paper is due March 6th. If you click on each folder, it has a description of the project. It'll have an outline, which in this case, this project is a PowerPoint, where you're proposing a research project. And when you get to this point, you'll be ready to propose a project. At this point, when you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, what's all that? But you design a PowerPoint that is presenting a research project that you have in mind. You know, if you have a research area or if you find a research area during the course of this class, you put together a PowerPoint where you would propose a research study that you would do. I'll click on this PowerPoint, but like I said, as you're going through it, you'll be like, oh my goodness, that's a little overwhelming because I don't understand all these pieces yet. But as we get more into the class, it becomes a lot easier to understand because we'll be talking about each of these pieces that will go in your proposal. So just don't worry when you look at this now. This is just a PowerPoint template. And as we go through the semester, you will feel comfortable by the time you get to that point, which is around Learning Module 8, to start putting the educational problem in the slides, your purpose, your research questions, your method, describing your participants and how you're going to find them, what your setting and location is going to be, your different variables, independent and dependent, what your procedures will be, reliability and validity issues, because you've got to think about those when you're designing a study. These things that might affect your study that you can hopefully control for some of them. This is how you might look at your data and make sense of it. And then the quality indicators are pieces of your study that are put in there that help make it a high quality and hopefully effective study. Effective meaning effectively run, that it collects data in a way that's accurate and makes sense to other researchers. And the last part is a reflection, where you think about future directions and your experience in designing the proposal. So like I said, do not worry about that presentation yet. We won't work on it till week 8. Well, actually not week 8, but Learning Module 8. Since this is a condensed course, it's a little bit before week 8. So you have a few weeks and we'll be learning about the different pieces there of that proposal as we go. Okay, so after the description, the assignment, the outline, then there's some samples. So if you do want to get a jump on things, you can look at all of these elements and it can help you get a jump start on that project if you want to work ahead. The same thing with the final research review paper. That's the biggest assignment for this class and the last thing that's due. Here, just like the mini project, there's a description, and then the outline here is actually a Word document that has APA formatting started for you for the paper. So if I click on that, different than the PowerPoint, you'll actually see a Word document, and I'll enable editing so you can see it properly. And here you'll see the first page is the title page, and it gives you kind of an overview, like the abstract, it describes what should go there, and then the title of your paper. Notice you don't need to write introduction, and it kind of tells you this is where you would put your introduction. And it gives you an idea for headings and then where you would put method and so on and so forth with the different parts of the paper. So again, that is in our course under the outline. Again, there's a description and then some more samples, just like there were with the other project, with the mini project. So if I go back, that gave you an overview of the course, kind of some basics. That gave you the major course assignments. Course rubrics here are just all the rubrics you'll need for the class. So you had those in the other folder for the final research paper and mini project, but here they are again. These are some guidelines for participation. Basically, be in the course every day, be active, be completing assignments, posting on the discussion board when you need to. And otherwise, any weekly rubrics you need in learning modules will be in those learning modules. Okay, and the last part of this is another way to get to the FAQ blog if you have a question for the good of the group. Again, the FAQ blog is here, but you can also get to it on the left-hand side. All right, the next big piece, and this is like the most essential piece of the course, is this is where all the learning modules will be posted. Now, I'm going to break this presentation up into 2 pieces. So I'm going to take a short break, and then you'll get some more information, and we'll be starting with information in the learning modules.